Hello, Coolers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with this report claiming that Barcelona face a massive obstacle in the pursuit of winter signings. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then, secondly, talking about Sergio Busquets, as it has been reported that the Barcelona veteran midfielder is on the radars of two clubs from Saudi Arabia. We are also going to be looking at that. So guys, before we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. With the January transfer window a month and a half away, plans are already underway at Barcelona to strengthen the roster again despite making heavy investments in the summer. Indeed, reports indicate that Barcelona could look to make at least two signings in the winter, a new right back and a pivot midfielder. However, a fresh report from Barca is claiming that Barcelona's plans to reinforce the squad in January might not come to fruition as they continue to struggle with their inflated wage bill and financial fair play issues. It was believed that the retirement of Gerard Piqué earlier this month should help the club free up space on the wage bill for them to sign and register new players in the winter. However, the report states that the Blaugrana still find themselves in hot waters as far as the financial fair play situation is concerned. The club's wage bill has risen compared to last season following the host of acquisitions made in the summer. On top of that, the elimination from the UEFA Champions League has meant that the revenue will also take a hit. As a result, Barcelona could again be under the 1:4 rule again as early as January, even though it had been previously reported that they can operate on the 1:1 rule for the winter. La Liga's financial fair play deductions are subject to interpretations, though, and Barcelona president Joan Laporta insisted that the club's and the league's interpretations are different and talks will be held to rectify the situation. Going by his words, he said, "We are limited by financial fair play. The regulations say that we are in a negative position and we have to compensate. We have different interpretations of the regulation. We have to talk about it and find a solution," he said in a recent interview. So with 6 weeks left for the January transfer window to open, Barcelona are still unsure whether they have enough fair play to be able to sign players, even as Xavi Hernandez and the sporting staff still hope to bring in a new right back and possibly a new midfielder as well. Things are looking to be getting from bad to worse for Barca when it comes to bringing in new faces in the squad. I initially thought that when Gerard Piqué retired, then we have a large chunk in the wage bill, and more to that, he even had to forgo what Barca were owing him. So I'm surprised about all these financial fair play issues. Where is it coming from? Or is it now that Barcelona realize that the January transfer window will not go through? Because we can't count the number of players that have been linked. We can't count the number of transfer reports we have been talking about. And now today we talk about two reports of Laporta insisting that the club might be not sign players in January. And that's a great obstacle, no doubt about that. But how does Gerard Piqué's retirement help us now? Because that was what many fans were expecting. That was what we were all happy about, that at least Piqué retiring from the club will at least help Barca to bring in a new player, at least even one player. So how on earth did we get here? That even if Piqué, who was, if not the greatest earner in the squad, leaving the club, retiring, foregoing his debt, but still Barca are talking about we can't sign players in January? What is La Liga doing? La Liga has been something that have been highly criticized for the way they tax players or from the way they deal with their clubs You know, it is very bad. Laporta himself have always insisted that the Barca will try to ensure to plead with La Liga to make things more flexible because they are too financially strict and it makes no sense. So let's see how it goes for Barca because it's a big blow that we might not be able to sign nobody in the January transfer window, despite all the talks day in, day out of transfers and so on and so forth. It's going to be very, very bad, except things change for the better. You know, January is not far. We're already in November, so we're talking about just 2 months or 1.5 months. It's already January, so it's going to be something very serious for Barca to take note of to ensure that we can sign players, at least to strengthen the right back or whatever, the DM, whatever. There are some key positions that we need to bring at least 2 players. So let's see how it goes. Then on to the next story of discussion. Sergio Busquets looks all set to leave Barcelona at the end of the season when his contract with the club runs down. The 34-year-old had rejected a 2-year renewal offer from the Blaugrana in the summer, and all signs point towards an exit, while a move to the MLS has been rumored for Busquets. The Barcelona captain is now seemingly attracting interest from 2 teams from Saudi Arabia. Indeed, as relayed by Sport, 2 unnamed clubs from the Middle Eastern nation are now monitoring Busquets. An icon at Spotify Camp Nou, the veteran midfielder will leave a huge void in case he does leave, although despite the speculations, Busquets has not explicitly stated that he would be moving on in the summer. When asked about his future recently, the Spain captain had said, "I haven't made any decision yet. I'm still not sure if I'll leave Barca in June. We'll see what this season will be like for me." Wow, those words are dangerous. Xavi continues to hold Busquets in high regard, no doubt, even though there have been signs of the 34-year-old slowing down. It has even been reported that the Barcelona manager would ask the club to renew his former teammate in case the club signed Ruben Neves to reinforce the midfield unit. But given Busquets' lofty wages and Barca's need to generate fair play, such a move will be extremely unlikely. All things point towards the veteran midfielder leaving at the end of the season. What now remains to be seen is if Busquets moves to Saudi Arabia for the remainder of his career or decides on a transfer to the MLS, which is believed to be his objective. As for Barcelona, several names such as Martin Zubimendi of Real Sociedad and the aforementioned Ruben Neves have been linked as possible replacements. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.